Good morning, good afternoon and good day everybody. David here. And in today's video we're going to be talking about my top 6 weapon archetypes that I want to see in the future of Destiny 2. So with Beyond Light came very little new weapons, and when Sunset and taken away most of our old favourites, there's actually very little archetype diversity that has not been sunset in the current state of the game. So here are my top picks for what I would love to see hopefully next season, and they're in no particular order. So if you have any choices that I didn't cover in this video, please do comment below, and remember to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. But without further ado, let's just jump right in. Number 1. Rapid Fire Pulse Rifles. Beyond Light brought a adaptive with the Haden Confusion, and some epic high impacts with the Stars and Shadow and the Stranger's Rifle. But we currently do not have access to a rapid fire frame. But unlike the lightweight frame pulse rifles, the rapid fires are actually in a fantastic place and have a very competitive TTK of, I believe, 0.8 seconds. So that's the same as the majority of primaries right now. Some fantastic rapid fires that you will see in this gameplay are the Horror's Least and the Outlast, and also Claws of the Wolf from the Iron Banner. But they are all energy options. I believe we've never had a random rolled kinetic option in Destiny 2. So I would love to see this archetype make a comeback. These pulse rifles are just beastly, and when combined with kill clip or a damage buff, they absolutely just melt everybody. You'll see during this gameplay, I'm using an Outlast and I managed to get kill clip on it and absolutely just destroy a Dawnblade on burnout. And it's just so satisfying. They're so stable as well, and they really do just hold their own against, like I said, every primary in the game right now. I was using these during the last season as well in the 600 auto rifle meta, and they could hang just as much back then. They're a fantastic archetype, and since their buff, I believe during Shadowkeep, they really have been top tier, but just haven't had their time to shine because other things were just better. So you had like the Not Forgotten meta, and then the auto meta and stuff. People just gravitated towards those. And then since Beyond Light, like I said, we've not had access to any newer ones, so this did added to the weapon pool. It will definitely be a player favourite. The number 2, Rapid Fire Fusion Rifles. But fusions in general are lacking in Beyond Light. Currently the only 2 options I believe are the newer Glacier Chasm, which is the high impact fusion that came with the Dawning event, and the terrible in PvP Coriolis Force, which is the horizontal firing but again high impact fusion. The rapid fire frames have always been underappreciated, but I've always loved them. You can check out this video where I sort of break them down in more detail and sort of the playstyle you need to adopt to be successful with them. But the only rapid fire fusion that we have ever had in Destiny 2 that's had random rolls was the Beryllium FR3. This fusion and this archetype, if used correctly and with good perks, can be an absolute machine. And you see in this gameplay and in my older video just epic sprees that I go on, just how quick it fires can really throw people off. This archetype is definitely a close quarters machine, and it won't be a pick up and profit option like the newer Glacier Chasm is. But these are very fun and rewarding when used properly, and I would love to see a newer option become available with newer perks like Killing Wind to just help with its range and consistency. Number 3. Energy hand cannons, both 140 and 120. The hand cannons are arguably the most loved primary in Destiny. There's a fair few kinetic options available right now that are not sunset. However, the energy slot only has 2 options currently, and they are both raid specific. So for someone that can't play raids, there's no energy option available, and for 120s there's only ever been one option, which was the thin line, which was obviously a 110 at the time, but that's now been sunset. But with the buffs to hand cannon range across the board, they all feel amazing to use again. And with some solid kinetic shotguns and snipers to pair with them, an energy hand cannon is definitely missing currently from the game. So I would love to see the Black Armory Kindled Orchid again, but I very much doubt we will see that, and very much doubt it will come back with the Kill Clip Rampage combo that was just awesome. There were also some fantastic Suros options that were available back in year 1 of Destiny 2. So a random rolled return of those will also be very much welcomed. Things like the Annual Skate, the Binet Impactor or the Minuet 42, or even the Jack Queen King again in Waking Vigil. Or even my favourite was the Oldest Sister 3, which came with the New Monarchy, I believe, back when faction wars were a thing. But as far as I know, there hasn't been that many 140 random rolled energy options in Destiny 2 either. There were mostly 150s at the time. So a solid 140 with good stats similar to the likes of Ostringer will go down an absolute dream. And as I previously said, the Thin Line, which was the only 110 that's ever been in Destiny 2, now that the 120s have been buffed, those things are an absolute machine, and Steady Hand and True Prophecy have been very popular options at the minute. But again, they are both in the kinetic slot, so I would love to see a energy option come up available for the 120 and cannon archetype now, and I would love Bungie to put some sort of damage perk on it, the likes of Kill Clip or Rampage, because that's where the archetype really starts to shine and get fun, when you can start getting those crispy 2-taps. But moving on, number 4 is Energy Snipers, both the adaptive and aggressive frames. So much like the hand cannons, there's very little options for snipers in general for the energy slot that haven't been sunset. Most of the options currently are 140 RPM. And if you're anything like me, I prefer the harder hitting snipers. I don't really get on with the rapid fire ones. The Adored is currently the only non 140 RPM option in the energy slot, but that has a static roll, and so it doesn't come with random perks. And also, again, I'm not really fond of it. The Succession is a very nice aggressive sniper, but that is in the kinetic slot, so you can't use it with your favourite kinetic primary. I love using things like Ace of Spades, or the new Hawk Moon, or Last Word, so an energy option is always a go-to for me. I would love to have an aggressive frame like the Tatara Gaze from Black Armory again, but maybe with a shorter zoom scope, or even scope options. Something like the Soul Survivor will also be a great option, offering different options with the different reticle designs to players who prefer them. But again, there's some options currently available, as we mentioned the Adored or even the Borealis, but a random rolled legendary option for both fire rates is definitely needed. So moving on to number 5, lightweight sidearms. There's currently some fantastic sidearms in the game that have not been sunset, such as the High Albedo, the Lonesome, Bull's Remedy from the Iron Banner, or even Drang, but none of these are in the lightweight frame. Currently, only the 7th Seraph sidearm is of the lightweight family, and that was only recently brought back into the game. Before this, the only other option with random rolls was the Anonymous Autumn. Now the 7th Seraph is okay, but it lacks the perks to make it really shine in the Crucible, whereas the Autumn had things like Quick Draw, Rangefinder and Kill Clip, which made it an absolute beast. With 150 RPM or lightweight hand cannons going away, there's a great opportunity for the lightweight sidearms to fill that void, pairing with the sniper perfectly and providing that mobility buff that people liked. There's also never been a kinetic option with random rolls, so there's definitely an opening for this archetype to fill. You will see in this gameplay that I use the Anonymous Autumn to shut down supers, to take on a 1v3 and all sorts. I just love the rate of fire to damage output ratio to, especially when you have Kill Clip active. It just destroys people and it's so rewarding to use. And finally, number 6 is the rapid fire scout rifles. So currently there's the fantastic Trusty, which was introduced in the energy slot with the Deepstone Crypt, but aside from that there's no other options available. These scouts, things like the Black Scorpion or the Frostmire's Hex from year 1, and even Randy's throwing knife, are absolutely incredible in the current sandbox. With each shot I believe doing 47 to the head and firing at 260 RPM, these things just shred. I've been rocking this Black Scorpion with the Last Word recently, and the new throwing knife gauntlets for the Gunslinger. You know, I've had games where I've went like 23-0, had several Wii runs with it, and I've just been having an absolute blast using them. Since the buff to Scout's aim assist, this archetype has been very consistent and forgiving, which were their sort of downfall before. But now that they are finally in a good competitive place, there's only one option available, and it's behind doing the raid. So again, if you're unable to do the raids, you won't have access to it. So I would love to see a random rolled like Frostmire's come back with the Iron Banner, or a random rolled kinetic option like the Randy's throwing knife. And I would love to see him as a world drop or behind one of the core playlists. Much like the rapid fire pulse rifles, these scouts benefit greatly from a damage buff, making them an absolute shred machine, just tearing through any guarding in your path. So things like Randy's throwing knife that had kill clip and rapid hit on it just destroyed groups of enemies so easily, and it was just so satisfying to do. That Black Scorpion that I've been rocking recently has Rampage on it, and it really does make a huge difference on just the lethality of the weapon. But that's it, my friends. My top 6 archetypes that I would love to see as soon as possible in D2. There are many other weapon types currently that have only had 1 or 2 options, fusion rifles being like the best example, but I've tried to keep the list focused on specific archetypes, and not only my favourites but things that would actually be strong and super competitive in the current sandbox. Many of these archetypes have been buffed in the past year or so, but have never really had a proper chance to shine. So with the current weapon sandbox being so diverse and pretty much everything sitting around that 0.8 second TTK mark, all of the aforementioned archetypes can definitely hold their own and deserve their time to shine. So hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and hopefully you've enjoyed my list of weapons. Again, as I mentioned before, please feel free to leave your comments below with any archetypes or specific weapons that you would love to see come back. Really do feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you have enjoyed the video and would like to see more of my content. It really does make a huge difference. If you have enjoyed the gameplay, I do stream every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday here on YouTube, so feel free to drop by, say hello and hang out. It'll be great to see you all there. Until next time, my friends, take care, stay safe, have a fantastic Christmas. Hope you all get your next gen consoles that you've asked Santa for. And I shall see you all very soon indeed. Bye.